place with me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's vlog, I'm going to take you with me to see the archaeology museum. But first up, since this temple is just a few kilometers away, we stopped by this place first. We got around and then we got to the museum. As a museum amateur, I'm not planning to hire any guide to talk us through various exhibits. Rather, we decided to just walk around and see what catches our attention. When I walked in, I was absolutely mesmerized by these golden jewelries. They were absolutely beautiful. I wasn't always a big fan of museums. It was lately that I started to develop the interest in learning perhaps the history of our ancestors and what they left behind. This is my second time visiting a museum, and to be honest, this museum is so much more interactive than the last one I went. So it has a bunch of features where you get to touch and interact and know more about the history. By making something artistic and concrete, we are able to somehow alleviate the fear of death. In this day and age, we tend to spend huge chunks of our time on our screens instead of really going out and see real people and interact with real objects. I feel like going to museums would be a good way to start and enjoy offline activities. At least that's the case for me. Being the archaeology museum, I think this museum really excels in making us resonate what it feels like to be part of the team, to recover and repair things from a long time ago. Also, I like to say that your visiting experience definitely depends on the number of visitors there at the same time. You don't want to have a huge crowd there. These pieces here are the attention-catching characters, or you can say they are goofies of this museum. I guess the lesson here is just to laugh off the challenges and be courageous anyways. I announce from this day on, I am a gold digger. I mean, not literally. So let's end this trip by some ice creams. Having been to 2 museums for the past 2 months, I think I have some valuable tips to share with you. Tip number 1 is to avoid the crowd. You never want to enter the museum when it is full of people because you can't really see anything and it absolutely destroys the whole experience. Tip number 2 is just to make sure that you do research beforehand. Normally, the official website will offer some digital viewing service, so make sure that you know what you're going to see beforehand, and then you can spend more time on pieces, on artifacts that truly interest you. it can be very overwhelming to head to the museum without knowing what you want to see and what are the must-sees in a museum. It can be impossible and overwhelming to give each piece the equal amount of viewing time, so just relax and don't try to analyze each piece that you see. Just make sure that you are following your heart, you are following your gut instinct. After all, for many of us, it is just an enriching experience. We are not actually thinking that we're going to somehow mature into someone wiser. We are just using it as a way to distract us, and perhaps if we can have some other thoughts about our life, that can be a bonus. So that's my tip on that's all my tips on visiting a museum. I thank you very much if you stick to the end. I'll see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. So far, so good.